Hello friends and potential friends. Well, I tell you, it is a beautiful day here in Central Florida. It's the beginning of stock car week. Daytona 500 is scheduled for Sunday. A lot of crowds in town here in Daytona. So what better place to be than out in the garden? Everything is growing good. Some of the cool weather crops are starting to bolt, starting to wind down, but a lot of other things are still going strong. Things popping up all over the place, and I just can't think of a better place to be. I believe today is Friday, the February 16th. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon, about 75 degrees. Little bit overcast, but the sun keeps trying to pop through. So let's walk around and look at a few things and see what we can find. Well, let's look in the lab real quick, see what's going on in here. I still have a bunch of these Praxis cherry tomatoes that growing in here, and I'm getting tomatoes. There's a little bunch of them there. There's some more back over here. A few blossoms all over the place. The heating pads are still going good, and I'm starting to get some sprouts in my peppers. I've got some Keystone Giant bell peppers popping up here. It's the first time I've grown those. None of the other bells are popping up yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming along soon. Meanwhile, over here where I've got more hotter peppers, looks like all the Pouzaujolas are germinating. Most of the Jimmy Nardellos. Most of the lemon spice jalapenos, actually all of the lemon spice jalapenos, all of the Megatron jalapenos, and looks like all of the shishitos. Got a little more cat grass coming along for the kitties. And I'm just watching every day, waiting for the rest of these to start popping their heads above ground. And out here on the front porch, the Praxis Cherry Tower is growing nicely. Blossoms all over the place. I'm not seeing any fruit yet, but I keep looking every day. Won't be long, and then I'll be up. Whoop! I take that back. We do have some fruit starting to form here. Let me get that guy out of the way so y'all can see. There's the first ones. They're going to be giving me some seeds pretty soon. All in all, things are looking pretty good here. And out here in the mini orchard, my Florida avocado is looking good. Keeps putting on new growth. The Meyer lemon keeps putting on new growth, as does the loquat. I've been cleaning up around here a little bit. The weeds finally got high enough to where I could mow them down a little bit, so I'm adding more mulch into the main garden in the walkways. My other avocado is coming on strong. Lots of new growth there. And the fig has still got some leaves on it. Ponderosa lemon still has blossoms all over it. And I'm going to have to start considering how I want to start pruning this thing because it's getting pretty tall. And also, good news, more signs that spring is coming. The mulberry has started putting on leaves again. So I think warm weather is pretty much here to stay. Now we do have a front coming through in the next couple of days, and it's supposed to drop our high temperatures down into the 60s again, but nothing terrible, and it'll only last a couple of days probably, and we'll be getting back up into the sunshine and warm weather again. So let's go see what's a few things that are going on over in the main garden bed. Let's see, the Roma tomatoes are growing pretty good. I have seen a couple of small fruits on them here and there. There's a couple right there. And oh, we have company. Licorice has to join me, get in on the video. Around on the other side, the Floridad tomatoes, they're coming along pretty good too. But so far I'm not seeing any fruit on them, and there's probably some in there that I'm missing. The beans took a little bit of a break this week, but they're starting to put on flowers again. And the homesteads and the Everglades, well, I confess, I've been eating cherry tomatoes. The Everglades are producing cherry tomatoes all over the place, and a lot of them are turning. I've already picked half dozen or more. I've eaten a couple of them, resisted eating the rest, because I'm really just waiting on these homestead tomatoes to start turning, because that's going to produce my first bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich of the year. Lots of fruit on here, but so far the homesteads haven't started turning colors yet. Pineapples, sweet potatoes. In the patient's bed, I've got a number of shoots coming up. I think you can see some of those. There's that first one that I showed you. And right down at its base is another one popping up. Another one over here. There's a couple right out there in the center. Haven't spotted anything at the far end yet, but give it time. Over in the purslane bed. Now, let's do a little bit of an exploration here. These are the first carrots that I planted. They've been in here for several months. And when I dig down in there, some of these things have got some pretty good sized carrots growing, or at least right above the soil, or right below the soil level. All of these are, these four big ones are at least 1 inch in diameter. Let's see what we got. That's not too bad. I'll take that. This one is a, let me get around here where I can read the tag. This is an atomic red carrot. They're pretty wide right at the top, and then they narrow down real fast. But they're still coming along well. Most of the rest of these smaller ones are atomic reds as well. And a few radishes in amongst the purslane. Some of the cooler weather crops, I've been cutting broccoli just about every day, because it comes up, starts forming a head, and then it starts forming flowers. So I've been cutting that and putting it in the freezer. Brussels sprouts still have not produced any sprouts. But my dino kale, my mustards, my Napa cabbages, growing good. In fact, one of those is due to come out of there. Let's go ahead and get it out. Let me just set you up on the tripod. I'm going to need both hands for this. Now look at that. We even have a good sized knife handy. This guy right here. This one has formed a pretty nice head on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of there. That's not bad. That's my first Napa cabbage. And I think I might just decide to turn this into sauerkraut. Some of these outside leaves off of here and let them go back to mulch. And the rest of this is going to go in the house and eventually go into my belly. So what else do we have going on out here? Nope, we have Snowflake. Yeah, look at that stretch. Oh yes, look at that stretch. She's just chilling out here. What's that you got in your fur? Oh, just a stick you're laying on. Garlic, doing good. Coming along nice. Cilantro is starting to bolt. So it's going to produce some coriander for me. Most of the brassicas are winding down. The carrot tower is still growing slowly. Hi, licorice. The radishes at the top that I'd never thinned. Never produced any radishes, but they're kind of winding down a little bit now. Looks like someone else wants his belly rubbed. Okay. We do belly rubs around here. Okay. And these radishes are starting to bulb up a little bit. So I'll be getting some radishes pretty soon. The rest of the stuff around here up on the patio, the salad tower, all the salad in that top tier, the leaf lettuce, pretty much starting to bolt and pretty much starting to turn bitter. Yep, that one's a little bit bitter. But down below I've got more that I reseeded. They're starting to come up, and so I'll still be eating salads for a little bit longer. And the inhabitants of the patio, tomatoes over here are doing pretty good. There are a few tomatoes on here. Oh, there's one right there. I think that one might be a homestead from the looks of the leaves. The one next to it might be a, well, I can't tell for sure about that one. Could be a Floridad. I don't think it's an Everglades. And the others are doing good. Now that I've been doing some mowing, I may get out here this afternoon and put some of these pineapples in the ground. And oh, one last thing, if you happen to see the short video that I posted yesterday about my garden guard, well, he's still here. This is the third day that I know of that he's been hanging out here. I'm not sure why. I see a few of his relatives flying around pollinating things. This guy just stays here on the fence. So overall, things are looking good here. I think we're done with the cold weather pretty much. We have another cold front coming through this weekend. In fact, it's supposed to be rainy all weekend. Sorry about that, race fans. But they're going to have to struggle, get out the jet dryers and try to get the races in between rainstorms. They're saying we could get anywhere from 1 to 3 inches Saturday and Sunday. Well, the garden will love it. And I don't go to the races anymore, so I'm going to be loving it too. And with that, I think I'll let you go, and we'll see you next time.